Everybody, and welcome to the first Christmas special of the Vale Unfiltered podcast. That's all right.
I'm alright. Just been rushing out my time, get back in time, but yeah, I'm all good.
Real good. First guest, AB7, also known as Alfie. How are you, mate?
Good, how are you?
All good, yeah. Doing good.
Cool.
Thank you for coming on.
No problem. My pleasure.
We do appreciate it. What I guess to start it off with, Daz. What a guy.
Like, the male content creator I see is Alfie.
Yeah,
For me, it's not
great.
straight away.
And it's great to do this so early. We've just started, so what a guest.
I didn't know you thought that.
I just asked. He was more than interested. You were more interested, weren't you, mate? Well, in today's episode, which is literally, we'll ask some questions, if you don't mind, Alfie. And then, yeah, see how that goes. So, I did want to start off with, like, I suppose the main one, really. How did AB7 come about? Like, what made you want to do it?
Okay, so in lockdown, I was bored, so created a YouTube channel. Started off with doing sort of videos in my back garden and whatnot. Nothing serious. And then me and my friend at the time went to Forest Green away when Jamie Proctor scored that double the year we went to. And I saw a content creator who did Port Vale videos at the time called Left Hills at Wales, vlogging the game. I just went up to him and said, I've got a YouTube channel, can I copy what you're doing, basically, and just do it on my channel? And he was really sad about it. He was like, yeah, of course, I don't know the last name. So the first one I did was Rochdale at home, and we lost 3-2, I believe it was. And yeah, just sort of went from there, did Swindon after that. That got like 2,000 views. I was used to having 50 views on my channel, so I just done it, just loved doing it.
Did you expect for it to grow as quick as it did? Because I suppose the amount of views you got at the age that you did and that you are, I suppose would have been quite a shock.
Sorry, mate, I'm struggling to hear you over the music.
That's me.
Oh, that's it. So,
Like, time a little bit out.
I can't see this with these on.
Right. Did you expect the channel to grow as quick as it did?
no, I'll be honest. My attitude as soon as I created a YouTube channel always was, if I upload enough videos, eventually I'll grow. But I didn't expect it to happen sort of as quickly as it did, because it was just one video, and ever since then it just like it went from there just straight up. So no, I didn't really expect it. No.
Well, you've experienced experiences that I suppose we could all dream of. You interview players time to time, and go to these games. Like earlier this week, you went Wolves versus Man United. What was that like?
Oh, it's mega. One of my favorite things about the whole sort of YouTube thing is being able to go to these neutral games and you know, sort of because I earn a little bit of money off of YouTube as well, sort of being able to make a little bit of that money back from what I spend on the tickets, which is nice. But the experience for me is the main thing. I mean, one of the best ones I went to was Sheffield United versus Tottenham in the FA Cup. I mean, the atmosphere there was absolutely mental when Elam and Ndiaye put the ball in the back of the net for Sheffield United. So no, it's a great part of the whole YouTube thing, being able to go and experience these different clubs' atmospheres.
Yeah, I suppose. Really, as I said, it's all stuff we could dream of. I mean, you get to interview Vale players, and what's that like? That's what I've been dying to know. What is interviewing our players like?
It's great. It's great being able to build a relationship with the players, and also be able to understand what they're like off the pitch. And I have never encountered a Vale player that's ever been rude or, you know, too big for the boots, or think that the bigger and better than the club, you know. So it's great being able to sort of understand the players. And I'll be honest with you, one of the main reasons I'm a Port Vale fan is because of Scott Brown. Scott Brown made me a Port Vale fan because I met him once. He was so nice to me, and I was always used to watching Premier League footballers where the players always used to ignore the fans. So and he spoke to me and my dad for about 10 minutes. So then the next game I made a sign. So he's magic, Scotty Brown's in our goal. And I went round the back after to show him the sign, and he signed it. And ever since then, I've just been a Port Vale fan.
Have you got a favourite player that you kind of want to interview sort of every time? Someone that sort of makes the video?
If we've had a sort of a disappointing loss, at the moment, the players that are playing now, the two players that sort of automatically go to are Rory Payton and Jesse Deborah, because I think they're just two bankers that, every single time will give you a good interview. They'll always say, yeah. There's a few times players might say, not today, mate. No, we've just lost 4-0 or whatever. Not today.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I completely understand that. Well, then there are some players that'll do it whether we've lost 7-0 or 1-5-0. Connor Ripley was one as well. Connor Ripley would always stand there with me for ages and do one. Nathan Smith as well. There was loads, but at the moment, Jesse Deborah and Rory Payton are definitely my favourites to interview.
I could definitely say Rory a good one.
Yeah.
Funny as well. He's funny. Naturally.
Yes. Yeah, I was.
And it's weird because I haven't really seen many, because I wasn't too into football until saying a few years ago, and then you get into it, and this is my club now, and always will be. So I haven't seen anybody sort of in my time that is like Rory Payton, who just loves it for the game, like full on loves it for the game. It is a weird one. Talk about
to see as well. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it is.
Especially when Port Vale's such a family-oriented club and very working class. It's very nice to have the players who, of course, play for the money, but at the same time love their job and love the club that they play for. It is very refreshing. No, I do agree.
It's nice to see that obviously the behind the scenes have helped that. The Shanahan family taking over the club made it become a very community-based club, and that now when we go to sign players, that's the first thing that they really think about. Obviously, there's a side that, yeah, okay, he needs the ability to do this and that, whatever. But it's nice to see that they want to get the players involved in such a community-based kind of foundation.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
So let's sort of move on, and we will come back to a little bit of like specifics on social media for you and stuff like that. But Vale's firm at the minute. What do you think about that? How do you think our season is so far?
It's disappointing, obviously. I expected us to definitely be anywhere between sort of 12th and 15th at the moment, comfortable. Don't get me wrong, I'm not deluded enough to think we'd be sort of where Bradford are at this point. They've got, still one of the biggest budgets in the league. But, I don't know if you two agree with me, but I think the squad that we have is definitely good enough to be nowhere near the drop.
Definitely.
The
Definitely is.
Cameron Humphreys at the back, Gauchi in goal, Byers in the midfield. Reece Walters completely changed the game when he came on at Luton. Devante Cole from we've got the personnel, and see, I'm undecided still on Darren. Obviously, I just want to say as a person, brilliant person. Obviously, interviewed him several times. We've just got to put that out there. In League Two, obviously the best manager in the league. There's no denying that. But in League One, the stats don't lie, and some of the stats aren't pretty for Darren Moore for Port Vale in League One. And I think we're underperforming massively. I've got to be honest with the squad that we have. The last time we went down, there was an excuse for it. We just lost our blaster. We just lost Divine. We had Ryan Loft and Uche Kapezu up front. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We couldn't find a starting goalkeeper. So Andy Crosby for me was excused for that. But there's no excuse at the moment for the way we're playing with the squad that we have.
Definitely. And I like how you said that you're still undecided, and I think many Vale fans wouldn't say that, because I've seen a lot of Vale fans be he's either in or he's out. Most of it's out. So I like that you said that obviously there's still a lot of football to play, and there's a lot of time to like change it, turn it around. But I like how you said undecided there. But I asked this, I think I asked you this as well last week, Daz, or one of the weeks, because the schedule for this has been all over the place. You can agree with that. It has. And then, do you reckon? Have you got a standout player in your team at the minute? Who's standing out to you?
Ooh, maybe this one.
If you don't have one, who do you think's more likely to step up sort of later on in the season? Maybe.
Standout player for me. I would say Humphreys, I think, has been our most dependable player this season.
Yes.
Definitely.
I'd like to say Joe Gauchi as well, but obviously his recent form hasn't been great. Hence, obviously he's been dropped for Amos. I'll be honest, other than Humphreys, I can't really think of a standout player of such.
Oh, we've said this a lot. That Humphreys has been your classic League One centre back. Like he's never really had a bad game, but
No.
he hasn't like blown our minds. Type of. I think for me, sort of maybe at the minute, one of the kind of only people I can trust out of the options that we've got with Cameron Humphreys being injured back, Ben Hennigan stood out to me in recent games.
Yeah, Ben's a shout. He's not my personal. If I was a manager, Ben Hennigan wouldn't be sort of the first player I'd go for because I like a bit of pace at the back.
Yeah.
But he's been very good. That game against Birmingham in the Carabao Cup was the best game I've ever seen Ben Hennigan have. And since then, he hasn't really put a foot wrong. No, I do have to agree with you, to be fair.
Daz, have you got anything?
On that question,
Yeah.
well, the one stepping up at the moment is Ben Wayne, because he's the one who's getting the goals, pushing us forwards.
Yeah. 3-3 for Ben Wayne.
It's only been 3 games, so you never know. Like, I've had a bold shout that I'll say this season's July. Because July was awful until January last year.
Well,
position.
You've had one of many.
But then, obviously, Ben Wade's now in his third role. And he's obviously done 3-3.
So,
I was still undecided on Ben Wayne, and I still am, to be honest. I actually didn't see his first goal yesterday. To be fair, I was talking to one of my pals, and then all I heard was goal, and then everyone started celebrating. So I watched the highlights today, and I mean, what a header!
He was a good header.
It was a good header.
It's not,
Very good header.
That's a header you expect someone like Mo Fall to score, 6'5", towering header. That's on Ben Wayne, maybe 5'8", 5'9", tricky little winger player. Don't expect him to be putting a header in from like that from just outside.
I saw the goal go in, but I didn't have a clue who it was who actually got it in.
Yeah.
And then he cut to Ben Wayne. I was like, what? Ben Wayne? Like, because he had Conor Wall next to him. I was like, oh, it's got to be Conor Wall, hasn't it? But no, it was.
But no,
Ben Wayne. So I was like, wow.
I like that because he scored three very different goals in three very different games. He scored an absolute worldie against Barnsley, cutting inside. He scored a goal in behind against Bristol Rovers, lobbing the keeper, and then he scored a header from outside the box, which is what you want from a striker. So he's showing good signs, but again, just need it a bit more consistently.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's what we need as well, because at the moment we're very, very readable.
Yeah.
The team looks at us like, go and do this, go and do that. Let's cut that out. But obviously, he's not played since, was it Leeds in the Cup? Like the Leeds under-21s, his last game was before Barnsley, I think it was.
I would like to say, because I might be wrong.
Like I'm pretty sure he started that game, but he's not been seen since. So it's like teams haven't said, oh, we'll look at him, see how he plays.
Yeah.
Because then he's something to pull. He's like a secret weapon at the moment. But obviously, everyone's clicking into that Ben Wader's going to be that man now. So it's a case of, are we going to see that effect he's having dwindle due to clubs going, right, he's only scored 3 in 3 games now. Need to assess his game, see what he does, and then make him number boy kind of thing. That's what I'm worried about at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of clubs would have done that last year with Talai, but it is League One. Clubs are more clever in League One than they are in League Two, so that's the only thing that's worrying me about Ben at the moment. But hopefully, he can continue this form and hopefully get more than 1 goal a game and try and get us the wins which we need to actually stay up now. Because obviously, we're now 5 points adrift of 23rd, which isn't the best. And all 3 teams above us yesterday in the relegation zone have got some sort of result, really. So
Yeah.
it's a bit scary at the moment, the situation we're in.
I've got something for both of you then, and we'll start off with you, that's right. So, different kind of football's been played the last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
So, when you say readable, obviously, we've been less readable playing forward at the back.
Yeah.
And it's been basic football. Every team can more likely play a forward at the back, especially a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
It literally is basic football. So, is forward at the back or this kind of football sort of the way to go for the rest of the season?
I think it is, because the things I've noticed is Kyle John is not a proper wing back. He is a full back, and he looks more comfortable there now.
Yeah.
And Headley, he looks more comfortable. That fact, he's not bombing on and getting caught in behind like we normally do. Because obviously we haven't got the quickest centre backs, which Alfie's mentioned.
Yeah.
Cameron Humphreys can read the game very well. Hennigan's not the quickest. Coddle's got a bit of pace, but not enough to when he's bombing back from his little fancy runs he does.
Yeah.
And then obviously we're not playing Jesse, who has probably got the most pace out of the 4 centre backs we've got. I think mainly now it's the full backs seem more comfortable, and there's a lot of rotation with the front 4, because at times Cole was dropping deep, Rory was up top. One time it was Ben Wade and Devante up top at one stage yesterday. Like, the rotation there is constant rotation, so obviously clubs aren't going to know what to expect when everyone else is in each other's positions, which is nice to see, because before, like I said, we were very, very readable.
Yeah.
And we all seem a lot more comfortable with the ball now. Like, before, you look like we were passing the ball around the back because we had no ideas. But then you see a few of the passes Byers has made in the past few games, like, the options are there for him.
Definitely.
Just
So,
like no one was available beforehand.
same question to you, Alfie. Is the kind of football that we're playing now maybe the way to go?
It's been better. It's been better for sure. The players definitely prefer playing forward at the back. Coming from the players. When you mention readable, I think it's only a matter of time until teams will eventually figure us out again.
True.
We've sort of reinvented how we've played. So we need to make sure we're constantly evolving, new patterns of play, new ways of playing, new ways to press, all that sort of tactical stuff. But the results on the pitch don't lie. It's definitely better than what we've seen recently. Luton are a very good side. There's no doubt about that. I think, was it 3-0 they beat Stockport, and Stockport are the best team I've seen this season.
Yeah, definitely.
So again, they aren't any mugs, and I think we were unlucky to walk away with only 1 point in that game, to be honest. So there's a long way to go for sure, and there's a reason why we are where we are. We don't score enough goals as a team. That's still a problem, even though we scored 2 yesterday. But we're getting there, and it's still early days yet. Again, 5 points adrift. Something's got to change very, very quickly, and it's got to be now.
It definitely, this leads me into kind of, I was just about to ask this one and you've kind of led me into it there. January transfer window, how important do we reckon that is? Obviously, we've got a lot of injuries, haven't we? So, how important do we reckon the January transfer window could be?
I think we recruited very well in the summer.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm very shocked and disappointed to see us where we are at the moment. I think a wing back again would be ideal. Mitch injured, or Liam Gordon injured. Kyle is very susceptible to injury, so I'm sure it's a matter of time until Kyle's injured. So we definitely need a wing back, not a starting wing back, but someone who's good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we signed Marvin Johnson actually. I don't know.
Yeah, we did. And he got injured again. Oh, who was he injured against? Was it Mansfield? Yeah, it wasn't Mansfield.
No, it was after that.
It was later on than that.
But yeah, we signed Marvin. He seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth.
I know he got injured, but I can't remember what game it was. He got injured.
Definitely need a wing back, and I would like to see maybe one or two lone players, a lone striker, and then a creative midfielder. Because Darren, for some reason, doesn't seem to want to play Rhys Walters at all. No idea why that is.
That baffles me. That really baffles me. He got injured against Wickham, Marvin Johnson.
Wickham.
But no, for me, Rhys Walters is the best midfielder we have in the club and potentially the best player we have in the club in terms of on the ball and creativity. So for whatever reason, if Darren doesn't fancy starting Rhys, we definitely need to bring in a similar player to him on loan from the Championship.
Do you know what? I totally agree there. There's not really much else I can say there. I think you've pretty much covered everything. I don't know if you saw this, but a couple of weeks ago, this was literally just before Barnsley. It might have been, we might have played a game before, I can't remember. But the players had called Darren Noah in for a meeting, which doesn't usually happen unless something is, seriously wrong. Yeah. So, what do we reckon that was about? Was it let us kind of play the football we want to play where we're comfortable? Or was it just sort of a natural talk of what's going to change?
It could be anything. I've heard little things about this, but I haven't sort of heard the full story, so I don't want to say sort of too much on it. But it could be in the players saying, look, Darren, this is the football we want to play. We're not enjoying the way you want to play. Either play this way, or we're not going to play for you. It could have been something completely non-football related. It could have been we want this in the cafeteria on a Monday and Wednesday. It could have been anything. So I don't really want to say too much on that, just in case I start. How rumours start spreading around because I speak to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. No,
see the wonder of Vale. It'll be our AB7 said that the players aren't happy the way Darren's playing needs to get. No, that's not.
Yeah,
we don't need that, do we?
No, we've dealt with enough of that ourselves anyway. We don't need any more.
Yeah. No, he says we. It's me.
Yeah, well, we are TV, aren't we? Come on.
Yeah.
So, this is probably, it's definitely for both of you. I'll put my input in at the end as well. But after what we've seen so far in the season, where are we realistically finishing if things change? So obviously, if things don't change, we are rock bottom. So either way, if something doesn't change now, we are down. So if something changes, where could we realistically finish?
We're in for a relegation battle, aren't we? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We're in for the long run now. It's hard to say. We're playing Peterborough on Saturday, which will be another massive sort of teller on what Port Vale fans can expect for the coming of the rest of the season. I just have a real horrible feeling that Plymouth game is going to come back to bite us when they are big time coming out of the season. I'd be happy with just staying up by goal difference at this point. Yeah, anything. Just let's stay in League One because I'm sick of League Two. I'll be honest. I've been there, done that, seen 2 promotions from League Two. Never seen us finish above 18th in League One. So let's stay in League One. Let's get a plan, a good plan, and a short-term plan of this is how we want to recruit to make sure we are not in this situation we were last year, and then a 5-year plan, which I'm sure Carol and Matt already have, of, this is how we want to get to the championship range, which is what Carol is always saying.
Yeah. It is weird. It is a weird one because you look on the pitch and we've missed a lot of big chances, but we've also got a lot of clean sheets. And to us, it might not seem that way because we're kind of used to losing at this point.
Yeah.
At the minute, we're used to losing. We got battered 3-0 by Stockport, got battered 4-0 by Bolton. We got Bolton again in the Victory Trophy. So, well, do you know what? This is the thing. We are playing the same team, especially in cups. We had Barnsley, and it's we
haven't had an easy run in that cup, have we? I know we beat Barnsley 5-0.
Yeah,
which is not.
No, definitely not. But it's weird because we tend to play the same teams pretty much every season.
Yeah.
We're playing Fleetwood again. We've only just played them.
Yeah. Norman Vex as well, and it's since they got
Oh.
the Vex 60s on the shot.
Yeah, we did. This is another thing as well, because this could also be sort of something that just happens to us, because we've said this before, haven't we, Daz, that are we just a bottom of League One club? And again, you could sort of argue with that and say, well, last time we were here, at one point we were top of the league.
And I mean, you can say that, but look at Stevenage. Stevenage are not a League One club, but they're fighting to get into the Championship.
Yeah.
And I had stint at one point where they were in the Championship. There's Bradford, you could say on the flip side, aren't a League Two club, but they were in that league for so many years. So yes, historically, financially, all the rest of it, we probably are a League One club that will always be battling out to stay in the league. We're definitely too big for League Two, let's face it. But
Yeah.
I think League One, historically, financially, however else you want to go about it, is where we belong. But you've got to, again, look at Stevenage, Wickham, Fleetwood had their little stint where they were going for the Championship, and we're bigger than all three of them clubs.
Yeah.
You've had Yeovil in Championship as well at one stage.
Yeah.
So, are we kind of just too easy to figure out and play against sometimes? Because I look at games like Stockport, I don't know what it was about that. And he brings the Vale Park atmosphere into this as well, because that's shocking. We are shocking at home. And to be honest, we look sort of intimidated, and you shouldn't be intimidated sort of playing at your home turf. So, I don't know. It's been a really weird season so far. You got any thoughts, Daz? Sorry, Rez. Go on.
Well, Alfie, go first.
I was just going to say, you look at when we played Arsenal at home, and you've got a sold Vale Park out, and there's plenty of people who missed out on tickets. And don't get me wrong, there's always going to be that odd few that want to go just because we're playing the Premier League side. But then you go straight from Arsenal to having that 7,000 at home again.
Yeah.
People wonder why the atmosphere is as poor as it is. Mix that with the fact that how far we are away from the away fans. There's never that back and forth between home and away supporters, which is hence why grounds like Allen Road are so notorious for their atmosphere, to how close you are to the away fans. There's not really any of that which we used to have at Vale. Don't get me wrong, I love sitting in the Hamel. I used to sit sort of in the middle of the railway. The railway is the bottom bit of the paddock, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I used to get that. And I sit in the Hamel now, and I prefer the Hamel a lot more to where I used to sit. But there was always that back and forth between home and away supporters when all the sort of Vale fans sat in that little corner of the railway paddock. So I think you're missing that, and then mix that with being poor recently, because I don't think that actually was too bad last season towards the end of it when things were looking good. But like I just go back to Arsenal again. You're getting 16,500 selling Vale Park out, and then your next home game you're getting 7,000, and people wonder why the atmosphere is as poor as it is at Vale at the moment.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like the Arsenal game was during our good patch, so we'd beat Exeter 2-0, beat Mansfield 2-1, and then we had Arsenal, so everyone's hopes were hoping for getting upset. But yeah, the 16,000 fans does help to build an atmosphere, and then the Northampton game, was 7,600. So it's less than half of what we had there before. And fair, like, we always say we're back on club at home, but then obviously it is very, very silent half the time. But is that due to the fans feeling like players weren't giving everything on the pitch? Obviously, there's lots of times where you could look at it like the odds 100%.
I don't think the structure of the stadium helps either. I don't think
It doesn't at all.
the sound doesn't travel very well from the Hamel. Someone who sits in the Hamel, you know, when we're doing well, it can be quite loud. Crew at home was one where it was loud. Notts County at home was one where it was quite loud. I just don't. Again, there's loads of different factors. The fact that players aren't playing as well as they should be. The fact that there's no sort of back and forth between the home and away supporters.
Yeah,
sound doesn't travel very well at Vale Park. The fact that 1 week again you sign out the next minute, you know, you've halved the number of people there. There's loads of different factors that benefit to it. It contribute to it.
Yeah.
I sit in the Hamel as well. I think Matt does as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, so we all know what the atmosphere is like at Hamel when it's bouncing, but then when it's silent and you can hear the away fans singing their songs and then we're trying to retaliate, they're not going to be able to hear us over them. So it's also the case of that structural side of thing as well, because obviously rather than reduced attendances due to works, like that's what AML said. Obviously, it's not 100% safe to have a full capacity stadium, but we're not even close to filling it half the time. So I can't really say that's an issue, but that is like the Arsenal game. We could have got more fans in there if it wasn't due to that.
Yeah.
Well, it's like all the singers are in the Hamel now, not in the Paddock where they used to be.
Yeah.
So obviously the back and forth, it's impossible to get back and forth going on between fans and that. So the only chance about Ice Wall Street, well, they're not exactly allowed to start with.
No. So let's go sort of back onto the pitch. We've had a lot of defeats, but is there any that maybe could have been avoided? And yeah, we could say maybe all of them could have been avoided, but when you've got the likes of Stockport who are really up there, you've got Bolton, yeah, maybe you'd argue that whether we were doing well or not, we'd probably be favourites to lose that. So is there maybe, I think Plymouth might have been one. We could have definitely avoided that.
Wigan for me, Wigan away. I thought they were dreadful. I thought Wigan were the worst team to play. I'll be honest, I didn't go to the Plymouth game. I had a kick-off away at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I couldn't make it. But again, I heard that was just as bad. Wigan for me was that point where I realised we're in trouble. We're in really big trouble. Reading as well. Reading.
I was about to mention Reading,
Yeah.
Way was horrendous. I mean, they scored a very good goal. Don't get me wrong, it was unsavable. But the fact that other than Dejan Brown's chance, we got nowhere near to putting the ball in the back of the net is criminal against Reading. Criminal.
I'll go to say 2 games. There weren't losses, but the Cardiff game at home, which obviously Mitch Clark's goal got ruled out.
Yes, that was a very good game.
In the way. That's one where we really should have taken chances because both of them beating 0-0.
I think
like one chance going in there, it's a completely different story to where we are now because we'd be a point above the rest of the team.
I think going down to 10 minutes and of course the help inside 15 minutes. Arguably the best player on the pitch, George Byers, getting sent off. But we had our chances at Burton. I remember Connor Hall missed it, basically an open goal, just rolled it across. It was any other person on the pitch slots that in the back of the net, but fell to Connor Hall and he sort of just dragged it wide of the post. But no, Burton's another good shout. We should have won that one as well.
To be fair, at that stage though, Connor Hall was the only goal scorer. For us. You'd hope that he'd double his tally there, but he's obviously got the goal against Rotherham, didn't he? So, like, no one else looked like scoring.
Rotherham's another one again. We made them look like they should be a team that's fighting for promotion. And whereas in reality, they're no better than any team in League One.
Yeah, the 15th right now.
Yeah.
Is that where they are?
Yeah. then you got team like we beat Barnsley 2-0 in 5-0, they're 8th. So it's like anyone could be anyone in this league.
We seem to have taken Barnsley out because Barnsley away was the best performance of our season so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Well, here's obviously you probably already know this, both of you do, because obviously we've spoken about this before, and it is worrying to see that we've only scored after yesterday's game 13 goals in a whole season. It's not obviously not a whole season, but we are getting there now. And as much as I said, there's a lot of football to play. Yes, there is, but
There's a lot of football to play, but there's a lot of football to be.
yeah,
Yeah, we've got 29 games to go, and we've played 19, and the fact we only won 3 of them 19 is terrifying. Considering like the squad we have got,
Yeah.
like we've got a bag spinning Cole, we've got Premier League goalkeeper on loan.
We've got your 2 creative players in the midfield in Byers and Walters, who doesn't play. You've got your
We've
end.
got Owen been missing for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
yeah. And he's probably gone again now, though, hasn't he? After yesterday.
I want to sort of touch about. Well, I think it's very, very funny how so it just disappeared off the face of the earth. Then I don't know if you two follow me on social medias, but he put a post on his Instagram, something like "I'm alive and my back's fine too."
Was that where he was hanging off in his ceiling thing, wasn't it?
Hanging off the wall, yeah, and then the next start.
Yeah.
It's a bit dodgy, isn't it? It is a bit dodgy.
Well,
Was Moore saying he was injured? Is that what he was saying in interviews while he was playing, or was he just not mentioned him at all? I'll be honest, I've stopped listening to the interviews now because it's the same thing over and over again. But
I listen to certain ones. I do listen to certain ones.
I think we saw Darren Moore come out of his shell when we were doing well, but he's gone back to his media, very media trained personality now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Now we're not doing very well. And as a fan, I'm sure you two can agree as well. I much prefer the Darren Moore that comes out and says it as it is rather than sugarcoats it back with media training. I'd rather Darren Moore just come out and say we weren't very good today. I take responsibility for a poor starting lineup, or I take responsibility for substitutions at the wrong time, or I take responsibility for not setting the team up to win. Something like that.
Yeah,
I would much prefer a Darren Moore to come out and say that rather than, oh well, I think we put a really good effort in today. We set up really well. It was just a shame that we didn't get what we deserved. Nah.
I'd rather come out and do the Darryl Clark interview after our match.
Yeah.
His media training.
I think Darryl's was extreme. So
it was extreme. Obviously not that much.
Things he says about his team. I know he said something like the players think they're better than what they are when they're not, and all the rest of it. I would like to see honestly, but not to that extreme, because that's just losing the chip. That's just I've lost the chicken.
Yeah.
Looks like he has now because he's gone now.
He's gone, yeah. It's been sad. What was that last night?
He's been set up there. Bristol Ravens in the mess.
Yeah. Like I seen a tweet today about Joey Barton. He's put, you don't change a club by changing one person. You need changing entire infrastructure of the club to sort the success out. And I think it's the first time I've ever agreed with Joey Barton.
Yeah,
that is not change a club by changing the manager. Like the players are playing how they're playing. Obviously, the owners are chucking people in the deep end, like you have with Dowell. So it's not like Bristol Riverside is saying his legacy's been ruined due to their stints in charge. But end of the day, as the club stitched him up there and made him look like a villain now rather than the legend he was originally.
I think that's what some clubs do now, though, and it's a shame because they'll sack a manager, bring somebody else in, and it's like the whole season's sort of turn around when
Watford be the prime example of that.
Yeah. In reality, it's not necessarily what's going on the pitch, which is the main concerning bit.
Yeah, it's behind closed doors, isn't it, which really talks about some clubs.
Yeah. And I'll bring this a lot. I really like Morecambe as a club. Right.
Yeah.
What they had to go through, they shouldn't have had to go through.
Not at all. And now they are really struggling in the National League now. They're 23rd, I think they are now. Obviously, they had good win in the FA Trophy yesterday. Yesterday. They won 3-0 yesterday. So, just hoping they can start bringing that forward to their league as well. Because, honestly, League 2 without Morecambe in it just looks weird. Because Morecambe have always been a team, League 1, League 2.
Yeah.
And I can't remember last time they weren't in the Football League now. So, it's a bad time for them in regards to the fact they started the season like 5-6 weeks later than everyone else. They've had a load of games to cram into such a short period of time to catch up with the rest of the league. And obviously, that's affected their results as well because players were knackered. Like they had, I think they had like 12 men fit just before the first game.
Yeah.
At one stage, I'm pretty sure I saw. So yeah, it's a shame to see a club like them in a situation they're in, and then obviously two board members are left recently as well now. So I think I was just going to say the same for them, unfortunately. But fingers crossed for them that they can turn it around now because it's sad to see a club like that struggling the way they are.
Yeah. Well, whilst we're kind of on this, what about Sheffield Wednesday? Because
They're another club where you look at the ownership of the club.
yeah,
That's the major factor to where they are now because what they have minus 12 points they got taken off, or was it more?
it was something like that. I can have a look.
The back into minus single digits now. I think on minus 9 now.
They are -9, yeah.
And the fact that you've got that, it's a shame really because once again they're a big club, they belong in Championship. Because I think Sheffield Wednesday, I think Championship football, never League 1, League 2 kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a shame to see him down there, to be honest.
It's really sad now because I mean, football is now something that's business based, and it's always been a bit like that. But there's certain clubs that sort of put that before anything else. And I think to make a club, you need the fans first. They are kind of what the club is, in my opinion. If you haven't got the fans, you haven't got anything.
I mean, lockdown completely highlighted the fact that football is all about the fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Without fans in football is not the sport it is. Just like rugby wouldn't be, just like cricket wouldn't be, just like snooker, darts, whatever you want to.
Yeah.
It's not a sport that it is without the spectators, without the people who watch it that make it special.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, honestly, I totally agree.
It's like you look at these fan-based run clubs. So you got AFC Wimbledon. They were formed from the Ashes of, obviously MK taking them over. You got Macclesfield who are on a meteoric rise at the moment. They're in the National League North. I think they're about 11th now, but this might be where they hinder a bit now.
Well, they've just made round 3 of
round 3 as well, yeah. So they're on a good run of form at the moment. And then, like, obviously you had Berry who disappeared, and then they've come back as a fan-owned club. I'm not sure they're doing right now because
Berry are in the top 3 in Step 4, which is the division that Nantwich Town, Kidsgrove, all them are in.
Yeah.
I mean,
I only know that because Berry beat Nantwich 4-0, and I was at that game. So
I thought people stuff like that. So that's why I called them on the road. I wanted to start going to random games, but
honestly, you get down to non-league. Obviously, in terms of online views, it might not be the best thing. I mean, some people have built the whole sort of teaching off of non-league. Just look at someone like Jensen Adianju.
Yeah.
But no, get down to non-league. Proper football, proper people. Volunteers keep the clubs running. I know at Nantwich, it's some people are paid, but a lot of people are volunteers that keep the club running. Homemade food. get yourself down to experience different non-league grounds.
Like I went to FC United in Manchester.
Oh yeah.
In the FA Cup qualifiers. Then
Right.
they lost that game, but
Okay.
honestly, the atmosphere in that place was incredible.
Yeah.
It's like I went Blackpool v Cardiff as well. That Blackpool crowd was mental. Like it was non-stop all game. Like even when they're on the back foot, there was constant noise, and that's what I feel like we're missing. Because obviously Blackpool went on to win that game,
Yeah.
and I turned around to the wife, was like, you know what, this atmosphere is incredible. Like why can't we sell like this? But obviously in their stadium, they got like a little bit of a like one of the side stands with the full airway fans.
Yeah.
3 massive ends for the home fans, and he was literally bouncing.
Tell you what we're missing. And I'll get a lot of stick for this, and I have done it in the past. I'll stand by it. We're missing.
Yeah,
I've said that and got people coming after me.
back on the side of the stadium at times, but obviously we do need someone to just get some sort of impetus.
For me, it just sets the whole atmosphere.
It does. It does.
Yeah, I got a lot of stick for saying that as well, because I have said that before, and people didn't like it. But
No,
it's weird.
people don't, and you know, I say to a lot of people I go games and say to my mates, say to the lads at the Vale Unfiltered podcast a lot, and they definitely do not like the idea of a drum. It's definitely sort of a younger person thing about a drum. A lot of the older people are like, oh, absolutely no way, you know, stick, you can stick that up your arse, you know, all the rest of what older people say. But in my opinion, I think it'll help the atmosphere tenfold if we can get something like that at Vale Park.
Yeah, it's like the 2 games I've been, they had drums and the atmospheres are mental. So I hold about that as well.
If you're not going to have fans next to the away fans, then you've got to have something else that's going to...
Yeah, you've got to make some sort of volume, aren't you?
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fans singing Football in the Library this season so far, and that's really annoying. And that the fact that we don't seem to react to that chant anymore.
Yeah.
People at the moment, it's
I suppose.
a lot of people. It's a chore to go to Vale at the moment.
Yeah.
Now we've picked up a couple of good results. Might change, but
You'll have to see you on Saturday when people come to town.
I was about to say, we've got Peterborough. That's going to be a hard game. No matter where they are, it's still going to be a hard game. I think, really, there isn't really any easy games in this league this year.
There isn't, to be honest.
And yeah,
That's a scary thing.
yeah, because maybe there's teams that perhaps shouldn't be down there, and I'd argue that maybe we are one of them. I mean, at the start of the season, would you two have said maybe anyone would have been down there? Because I don't think I would.
I said Exeter.
Exeter.
Sure.
I said Exeter. I would never said Plymouth, Peterborough, or said Blackpool's mid-table.
Yeah.
I think at the start of the season, I said Exeter, Northampton, Wimbledon, and Rotherham. I think were my 4.
I honestly can't remember.
I can't remember why, to be honest.
I can't remember.
That video way too long ago to remember that.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember that stuff.
We've got let's talk Boxing Day games. Huddersfield away. That's going to be a good game. Hopefully, we don't embarrass ourselves.
We need to see how the games before go first. Obviously,
Yeah.
to see if fans are willing to give up their Boxing Day with the families to go and watch us.
Yeah. No, I do agree.
That's the issue at the moment. But obviously, Luton come back off. We've come off for the Luton game. We come off the back for 2 gut wins, where we kept clean sheets.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we go to Peterborough, we get absolutely battered. Or the Charlton fans wanted to go there on Boxing Day. Like obviously, Boxing Day football is a great event. Like always love Boxing Day football. But will people want to go? It's like, oh, they're not battered anyway. Is there a point then? Well, what if that was a lot, Alfie? What do you reckon of that?
I'll be going. I love a good old away day. Depends what Vale side turn up, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah, very
It
true.
does depend. I think I had Huddersfield to win the league at the start of the season.
I think I did, to be honest. Them all Plymouth. Obviously,
Yeah.
Plymouth aren't going to do me like that, but
Huddersfield have obviously spent quite well. I think we'll lose. I'll be honest. I do think we'll lose, and as long as we hold a good account of ourselves and lose purely because they're better than us, I don't mind that at all.
yeah, definitely.
Well, we've got, I mean, as I said, there's no easy games, but the sort of things you can kind of pinpoint within certain teams, maybe what kind of football you can play to like sort of show their kind of weaker sides of their team. And we've got Peterborough, Huddersfield, Bradford, and Blackpool within the next few weeks. And really, in the situation we're in, they are all must-win games.
Yeah. But that's the scary thing, that we've got such big teams we're playing against, which we need to be. So Bradford obviously sat second. You've got Huddersfield doing ninth, but once again they've spent, well, like Alfie said, it's worrying. Obviously got Blackpool who are 5 points above us, so we need to win there to get any sense of hope of surviving.
Yeah,
that's the only worry of that Blackpool game.
Peterborough is the biggest game we'll play this season because that's definitely the rest of the season. If we lose or draw at Peterborough, then we're down. If we win, then we've got
yeah, we definitely need. I mean, it's hard, especially at the minute, but because I mean, I've seen fans, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, and if you're watching this, you might not like it, but some of you are delusional. Because I've seen some of your social media, and you're like, oh, this is it now, we're definitely going to be up there. No, the Drissel Leeson, you didn't even get the full 3 points. So, we're not up there. We are still very much down at the minute. So something definitely needs to change. I would easily get rid of these cup games and focus more on the league. Get these results kind of in the league. Yes, it's good to get a cup win. We're doing quite well. We've played Arsenal. We did well against them. That's all well and good. But me personally, I'd trade all of that for us to go on and be safe. As I'm sure most people would.
I think the club need to make a decision and they need to make it fast. We either stick with Darren for the full season.
Yep.
Or we sack him in December to give us plenty of time to get a manager with experience in the situation and plenty of time to recruit his players in January. Because we cannot do what we did last season and let Andy Crosby, or in this instance, Darren Moore, have a full January to select what players he wants. And then I believe it was the 1st of February, they sacked Andy Crosby to the day after. We cannot do that. We've got to either make the tough decision that even though performances have picked up, we need to sort of let's take a different approach. Or look, Darren's got our full trust, and if we get this wrong, this is on us. This is on Carol at that.
Definitely.
It's got to be decisive.
Definitely.
I'm just going to quickly stop you both there because it's just told me that the thing ends in 4 minutes. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to quickly start a new one, and then we can finish this off in there. So
This is definitely cool.
Yes, I've made sure. I have made that mistake before.
Yeah, so have I.
So no, it's
on previous podcast.
Yeah, no, don't worry, we are recording.
That's impossible to do now. So
Yeah. I mean, it took us 2 or 3 takes to do the bonus. Was it the bonus or the main one for the one whichever one's just released? You've done a lot, so there is a lot to talk about regarding what you do on social media, and it's just great. It is great, and I think I speak for majority of AO fans when I say that. Like, your content is genuinely good.
I love this content.
I appreciate it.
I'll actually search for it all the time. Like, is there anything new recently?
Yeah, honestly.
When it comes to anything now, I was like, oh, maybe. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's how I think these days.
I think that it does mean a lot. I've been very low on confidence last sort of 2 years, everything that happened with the EFL and whatnot. It did
Yeah.
definitely toll on me on camera and off camera, so no, I do appreciate that.
No, it is genuinely good, and I think obviously all of that it is mental because we said this I think before Daz joined the first meeting that they've done it probably because you are one of the probably the most recognisable Vale creators out there because I don't think there is many, and that does tend to happen. But then you have won the Young Content Creators Awards twice, which for someone your age must be amazing, really shocking. I can imagine.
No, yeah, it was an honour to first of all be there.
Yeah,
You know, I won at Anfield and then the next year at Tottenham. So obviously one is probably the most historic ground in the whole of the country, and the other one is obviously again a top 6 club, but in terms of actual infrastructure, probably the best stadium in the country, maybe short of Wembley. So no, it was nice to be there, meet so many people, but then also to win and to be recognised and be able to speak in front of all of them people and explain my story was even better.
did it sort of make you want to do it more? Like, I can imagine being recognised in such a way. Sort of, yeah, okay, you've been low on confidence because of all this stuff with the FL. That's totally understandable because I can imagine it does take quite a toll on you. But did it sort of make you, obviously twice, it's not just once. I mean, once is good enough. So twice must be even better. Did it make you want to strive for even better?
I'll be honest.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, that's good. It's fine. I'll be back.
Oh.
Close.
Definitely forward to that as well.
Come on. Oh, have you got me?
Yeah, you are.
Down. Where was I? No, it did the sort of complete opposite to me, to be honest. I got quite comfortable. I would almost say a bit lazy with it all. To be honest, and again, different factors. Partly because I was growing up, partly because I'd won 2, so I thought, where can I actually improve here? And then people got, I was going to say last year. Then last month, I went to my 3rd one at Leeds and didn't win, or didn't get 2nd or 3rd, which I'll be honest, I had no complaints about at all because I've had a rubbish year on YouTube. I think I'd uploaded something like 20 videos in a year, and none of them were any good, to be honest. They were just your bog standard interviews, no editing, no sort of effort had gone into any of them.
Yeah.
So this year has been a definite wake up call for me because and it has made me realise that, yeah, this is what I want to do, and if somebody doesn't like it, and I don't care. And I've had a lot of help from people. You know, I've been quite lucky with the places I've put myself and the opportunities I've given myself. Meet some people who have really guided me. Some big names, to be fair. I've had quite a lot of advice from, you know, Mark Goldbridges.
Yeah.
I've had quite a lot of advice from him. This is going to sound really bad now, but I can't even think of his name. Who's the main lad behind the Anfield, the Liverpool podcast YouTube channel?
Honestly, no idea.
Oh, I'm not too sure.
That's really bad. But no, I've had a lot of help from him. They'll come to me in a minute. I've had a lot of help from a Man City creator called JSM44, who's actually given me a lot of opportunities and sort of pointing me down these new directions that I'm going with YouTube in terms of Premier League games.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Premier League has no affiliation with EFL, so then there's no sort of no one can complain really about the highlights.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to build myself to Premier League videos now. I was quite disheartened, to be honest, when I did Wolves Man United because it was a good game, it was a good video, but it didn't really do very well. So again, I've done a lot of sort of research into how to grip an audience, sort of all the psychology on how to make sure an audience stays and watches a video longer. you know, what makes one interested in a video. So I've done a lot of sort of science, as you will, research on it, as well as improving editing skills and confidence in front of the camera, all that sort of stuff, to make sure that the next video I do does well and gets the sort of the views and the statistics, if you like, that I feel the effort and time that goes into these videos, I feel that it deserves to. So yeah, that's sort of the new approach I'm going for now with the Premier League videos, as well as the interviews with Vale.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna try this for 6 to 8 months, see how it goes. If it's not working, then I'm just gonna say, so fair enough, I've tried. Maybe AB7 is over. Maybe it's just interviews. But I'm hoping I'm gonna put absolutely everything into it to make sure that it does work.
Well, I've got all faith in you, to be fair, mate, because you do really good content. And again, you've experienced things that sort of anyone could dream of. So, it's sort of already answered my next question. So, that approach, is that something that's been taken into next year? Is that what's next for AB7?
100%, yeah, 100%. It's got to be. There's I don't want to say yet, but there's big things coming up on the channel that have already been arranged. You know, for the first time ever, I've got a schedule, which is absolutely. Usually, I'd just say, look, get back from school and say, look through the fixture, and I'd go, oh, Sheffield United are playing today. Should we go watch them? I was like, yeah, I've got a bit of money. Buy some tickets. You know, see if my dad will take me. Let's go. But now I've got a schedule. I'm budgeting to see what games I can afford to go, which games are going to be the most beneficial for me, rather than, oh, let's just go this game for the sake of it. The FA Cup I want to target a lot as well. Like, I'm going to try and go the Macclesfield Crystal Palace game, because that's huge.
Yeah.
And obviously quite local to where we are. It's only about 40 minutes down the road. Cheap tickets, blah blah blah. And yeah, there's big things coming up on the channel soon. All I'm going to say is, it's not in this country.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Dallas, just to go and go match. I love that.
I can't wait for that.
I do need to get down to Mac, because I have planned to go Mac, but I just haven't had the time.
I mean, I wanted to go Macclesfield when they played Nantwich in the FA Cup, because I've started watching Nantwich a lot this season.
Yeah.
Because obviously I play for their youth teams and train with the thirds team. So I've started watching them quite a lot. I wanted to go Mac Nantwich, but I can't. I think I might have been at a Vale game actually. Can't remember what I was doing, but I didn't manage to go in the end.
So, you definitely seem like you've got it kind of all figured out at the minute.
Well, I hope so.
Hopefully. So, what about sort of within yourself? And you in a better place now that everything's sort of finished with the FL, and you've got this kind of new approach?
I am. Yeah, I am. I'll be honest with you. The first year was draining. It was really draining. I can remember one day, sit in a geography lesson, sitting with a notebook and pen at the back of the class. I did absolutely no work, and I had sort of like 4 subtitles, and it was like, if I do this will be better, but also then I'm very vulnerable to the EFL. So it was, if I carry on vlogging, EFL could ban me. I'll enjoy the content to do more. I'll be able to do what I do again. And then it was like, if I vlog but don't show the pitch, no risk with the EFL, don't enjoy it, can still get good views on videos, blah blah blah. And I was doing that whole lesson for the whole lesson. So the first year was very draining. Hence why I did a lot of stuff for charity. Obviously, I did the 5K a day for mental health for mind, and then I set up Kit behind the charity football event, which was a huge success at Nantwich, with loads of sort of YouTube and content creator celebrities, and Popey and Leon Legg played as well. So yeah, it's changed me and probably made me a better person, but it was a very tough 2 years, especially online. And it was just so hard to go from where I was growing so quickly. And, I thought, this is what I'm going to do when I'm older. And I was getting so much attention from all these big content creators saying I was the next one up, blah, blah, blah. I had Billy Wingrove even messaging me, telling me I was the next in line. And then to go from that to not doing YouTube at all, as you can imagine, was very, very tough for me, along with all the sort of stuff in my personal life. But no, I'd like to say I'm coming sort of out at the end of the tunnel, and obviously I'm a very religious person, and sometimes I find myself asking at night why. I always say things happen as part of God's plan, but why? In 2 years, and I still haven't found out why has it happened, and I still wouldn't say I have now, and I still have faith that at some point something will, that's why that happens, and it'll be for a good reason.
Yeah.
But I'm just hoping this Premier League thing works, because my mental health has switched so much since. So I went for a meeting with a Man City content creator called Jeff Ornfield, who is opening a lot of doors for me in terms of getting these tickets, and sort of all the content opportunities. So I've got to thank him for this, because he's opened a new doorway for me completely that I never thought of. But if this doesn't work, then I don't know what happens after that. I've got to be honest with you. I don't know what happens.
Well, do you know what? I'm honestly sure it will. I've got every faith in you that it will, because, I mean, you are great. You are truly great, and there's a lot of people that well, sorry, no, let me try and rephrase that. There's a lot of there's a lot of people that people could watch, and you at this age, you've got sort of, maybe certain videos aren't doing as well at the minute, but this is sort of you, sort of like almost you almost seem like you're coming back. Ever sort of like, but like slowly but surely, you are coming back. These people are choosing to watch you, so I suppose that's quite overwhelming at times as well. As you said, getting this kind of attention as well. But is it definitely something that you want to go on to do?
Oh, 100%. I mean, again, listening to these bigger people, and their whole job is traveling the world watching football games. Who does not want? What football fan possibly does not want to do that? Even if I have to vlog the whole thing, which I enjoy doing anyway, who doesn't want to do that? Do you know what I mean? You get to travel the world, you get to watch crazy games, crazy atmospheres, clubs that average people in England will never get the experience to watch. I don't mean average people in a condescending way. I mean just people who genuinely get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And so who wouldn't want that in their right mind? Especially if you're as mad about football as me. So no, it's definitely something I want to do and grow in. I know Fogden gets a lot of hate, and probably rightly so. But he has the dream job, doesn't he?
He does have the dream job. So here's, obviously you've kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'd like to know where, say, a year's time, where do you want to be in terms of yourself and social media?
A year's time, so that'll be me in GCSE year. So for me, I just want to I want to just get some momentum with the Premier League vlogs. Just want to be comfortable knowing that it will grow, because at the moment I'm still very on edge about whether this will actually work, because it's a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort that's going to be invested into this.
Yeah.
So I just want to be comfortable knowing that I'm on a steady growth. In terms of me as a person, I want to keep improving at everything I do. I want to keep improving at football, keep improving at my MMA, just keep improving on being a better person in general. And yeah, in terms of a year's time, hopefully, a milestone for me now would be 5K, which, if you'd asked me this 2 years ago, I'd have said that I won 5K in like 3 months. But from where I am at the moment, I'd take, getting 1,500 subscribers in a year at the moment would be a reasonable milestone.
Well, I think we will touch on a couple of questions and then end it. So they've been going for an hour and 12, it says here. So we'll touch on a couple of questions. here's one for maybe some younger people who may be watching. What's one thing you could say to them who maybe want to do something like what you're doing?
It's hard for me to say because obviously I'm still quite young myself and still haven't experienced almost. But say I've experienced pretty much a lot of things. You know, obviously with everything that's happened, a lot of things that most people never will.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I'd just say just go for it. Being young is the best time to start. Don't stress if your videos are one of different things at different rates. So just go there, create your own niche, be different to everyone else. Invest time into it. Invest time to learn what your audience wants. Learn editing, all the rest of it, and just grow naturally. But everyone's got to start somewhere.
Definitely. I think my final question for you is, it's sort of festive, it's sort of not, it's something I could ask you on a regular day, but one wish for Port Vale in the next couple of years, what do you want from the club?
Oh, championship without a shadow. It's got
It would be good. It would be good.
I've never seen Port Vale ever compete for a championship place, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't.
Yeah.
So yeah, championship football's got to be, because I think if championship football came, then Port Vale would change quite a lot. I think you'd see Robbie around the club a lot more, potentially even owning the club. I think Port Vale will be a completely different place, and hopefully, don't get me wrong, Port Vale is still a very good place to be. But I think it'd be even better stepping up the mark and become a championship club.
Yeah, definitely. Baz, any final words? Any questions?
Just a quick question on, obviously me and Matt are relatively new content creators. Like I started in May. Not so sure when Matt started. Any advice for us in regards to any criticisms we get? How do you take that? Do you take that on board, or how do you react in regards to criticism you do get?
I mean, I was having this conversation before we started with Matt. I always like to remind myself that you can have 100 positive comments and you can have one negative comment, and your brain will always fixate on the one negative comment.
Yeah.
So yeah, some people genuinely are trying to help you with their criticism. Some people aren't. That's just how people are. Some people get a bit of a thrill from trying to put other people down. But again, another one that I absolutely love. So much no one will ever hate on you if they're above you, or something along their lines. But you get the gist of it, that anyone who's ahead of you in what you're trying to do will ever hate on you. Anyone I've ever met, I mean, I've name dropped some big names today, but they will never say to anyone, "Oh, you're rubbish. Why are you even trying to do this?" And it's all, like I say, some people genuinely are trying to help you. Some people are genuinely leaving criticism that you can reflect on and improve on, and some people aren't. So you've just got to. I get it a lot because look, I'm a teenager. I'm in high school. People love to joke around and whatnot, and I've just built a very thick skin to it. I'm not really too bothered now. I'm doing what I'm doing. If you don't like it, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got quite a thick skin, but obviously I was questioning that slightly for me, but then also for the younger people who are trying to get into it. So obviously trying to build some sort of a thick skin that does help.
I mean, when I was out with this lad the other day, he had a notification come through from a fan, and it wasn't a very nice comment. I don't want to say it just in case he doesn't want anyone to know what it was, but it was not very nice at all. Very, very personal, very, or almost unalive yourself, basically. And he just laughed, and I was like, "You do that sort of stuff like I wished you were dead," and he laughed it, and he just blocked him, and he said, "Well, they're never going to be able to get on TikTok again. I'm going to be making money from his comments."
Wow. Thank you for coming on. So if you're out watching on Christmas, have a great day. Have a brilliant day. And I've got honestly no idea when the next episode will be. Probably be in the new year. See you all soon.
Yeah.